I'm going to show you a really quick and delicious recipe using bacon chops. So this is what they are. These are the medallions of bacon. It's from the loin of bacon, so it is. And what you're looking for here is the Board B quality mark, Origin Ireland. So they're very lean cut, as you can see, and this is the unsmoked ones, the dry cured ones that I'm using. They come in a pack of 2 like that, and they really are delicious. Dinner, for lunch, whatever you want. We're going to pan fry them, show you a nice little sticky glaze with that, some cream cabbage and mashed potatoes. So bacon and cabbage, it's a bit like that. So I want to just heat my 2 pans. We're going to, first of all, put a little bit of rapeseed oil in both of them, and we're just going to seal in the actual chops. So usually when I do this, I like to put a little bit of oil and butter into it, because I think the butter will give lovely flavour, and the rapeseed oil is lovely flavour, but it'll stop the butter from burning. So with the bacon medallions, we just need to season them up with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we're going to seal them off, and then we're going to glaze them. So try to bring them to room temperature. That's really important. Just a little touch of some sea salt and then some black pepper in this. So try to have your pan nice and hot. I think that's the key into this, and when you see me making the little glaze and spoon it over, you'll understand it gets lovely and sticky and sweet and that. So I'm just going to literally place the seasoned side literally down onto the pan. We're going to put a little bit of butter in there, just 1 cube of butter. So just move them around, keep it on a high heat for now. So what I'd like to do now is just start off my carrot and celeriac, and then I'll do the glaze. So I will. So this is the root vegetable, celeriac, and it's a beautiful vegetable, and it's going to work really well with our cream cabbage. So all I've done is just literally peel it like a turnip. We're going to chop it, and we're going to chop some carrots nice and small. So with your carrots, I've just literally peeled them, and then the celeriac, just using a small knife, and if you can, kind of just trim off the actual outside, you know, the outside of it. It's just as easy as that. And then we're going to cut into small little dice here. Watch your fingers now when you're doing this. It's a lovely, lovely vegetable, and can be grown here in Ireland too, which is gorgeous. So just cube this. The proper name for this is the small little broom was. So it's a small little cube of vegetables. And I'm using some carrot in this also. Lovely. Okay, so that's the celeriac. That'll be enough. I'll just literally pop that in there. So if you preheat your pan and it starts the cooking process, let's have a little look. I'm going to turn down now my bacon chops, and even on their own like that they're lovely, but I'm going to show you how to really get a lovely little sticky glaze for them. So just be careful when you're cutting the carrot. If you hold it either side like that, just put a little bit of pressure just on your knife, and then kind of build them up. So probably half a carrot will be enough. And now I've turned down the temperature of the actual pan, because I want to get this in here. And just remember, the smaller you cut these, the quicker they'll cook. It's as simple as that. So just literally bring them all up together. A nice little cube. And then we'll put in some butter. And then we'll come back to the cabbage, because the cabbage doesn't actually take long to cook at all. And I'm going to use the nice Savoy cabbage, which is one of my favourites. Okay, so that's our carrot in there, the celeriac. A little bit of butter. Again, will give lovely flavour. And I'll just use my spoon, and then just turn up the heat. So you're just going to let this just start to cook. You can put smoked bacon into this. You can put also, if you want to, some garlic, some red onion. So you can mix it up a little bit. Now, back onto our lovely bacon chops. So you see that lovely colour. That's what you get from the butter there. So you have a little bit of seasoning on that, a little bit of salt and pepper. Now what we're going to do is start the actual lovely glaze that we're going to make with this. Just in a bowl, or you can use a jam jar or whatever you want, or a wee jug. We're going to put in some honey. So we're going to put in some nice honey in there. We are going to put in some balsamic vinegar, so the honey will be lovely and sweet, and then the balsamic will kind of cut through that. You could use maple syrup, or you could use some High Bank Orchard, and it's an apple syrup. You could use that. So this is a lovely product. It's a soy and ginger sauce that I'm going to use in here. And the one thing about the bacon chops or medallions is that they take on some lovely flavours. Using some lime, we're just going to grate in some lime. So some zest first of all, and then a little bit of the juice. Lovely. And then the juice of half a lime should be fine in here. Now before I do that, let's have a look at everything. So that's our carrots there, and the celeriac. Getting a little bit of colour, that's okay. We'll put a little bit of water in there. Remember, I've turned down the pan, so now we're going to put in our lovely syrup in a moment. And we're going to put in a little bit of rosemary into this. So this is half a lime, or you could use lemon. and mix this all together. Rosemary is traditionally, I suppose, served with lamb, but it'll work really, really well in this. And I'm going to literally just kind of pick off the little sprigs there. And then we stir this all together. Now you could put in a whole grain mustard. You could use whole grain mustard, which would work really well. The most important thing is not to have it too sweet. So that's where the vinegar comes in, and of course the lime juice will cut through that. You could put in some Cajun spice into it, some harissa spice, and then just literally spoon this over. I may not need all that. And then we can turn that up there. Lovely. Now back onto our vegetables. So this is just some water. You can use some stock, roughly about a spoonful. And now what we're going to do is prepare our lovely cabbage. So this is the Savoy cabbage. I really like this. Just make sure you wash it really, really well. Just cut it down the center. And we're going to remove the core. And the same for this too. This is so nice with the bacon chops. And then you roll up this. So we'll just do half of this here. Nice and tight, as you can see. And cut it really nice and thin. So just watch your fingers when you're doing this. Make sure you curve your fingers. And then the same for this here. Lovely. So I'll put in a little bit of water just to keep it nice and moist. I'm going to put in the cabbage, and then we're going to put in cream. And that's really it. It's as easy as that. So the proper name for this is a chiffonade. So see that nice little strips of cabbage there. I've used a little bit of the green and also the white. So I have. Now give that a nice stir and just let that just wilt in there. Keep the pan nice and high. So let's have a little look at our bacon chops. We'll flip these over here. Okay, lovely. Now they're beginning to take a little bit of colour. And really how you'll get the colour onto them is by spooning. And I'll show you what this means. It means to baste them. So when you're cooking the bacon medallions or chops, is bring them to room temperature. That's really important. And then just literally spoon that on there. That lovely syrup with the rosemary will work so well. Lovely. So back onto our cabbage, our cabochta. And then we're going to put in some cream. Just some regular whipping cream is perfect for this. So you're just going to soften this up and let this just cook away. Just there for a minute or two. Now see the way this is reducing really, really well. So what I want you to do is just to let it just come to the boil, and then just let it reduce there. Just turn it down here. I can move it on to a lower heat, because if you're not careful, what can happen is this can burn really, really easily. So you need to be very careful of that. So we'll flip them over again, and then we'll spoon on that lovely syrup, because when you have a nice hot pan, it doesn't take long to cook these. And if you find that it's cooking too fast, what I would do is put a little bit of cold water, just like this. I'll just show you here, just a tiny wee drizzle there. Now spoon this on here. Lovely. And this will be your sauce. The one thing you don't want to do is to let it caramelize and burn, because it'll be very bitter. So keep spooning them on. And really, when they're kind of firm in the center, those medallions, they're cooked. They don't take long at all. So with this, we're going to serve some mashed potato. So I'm just going to heat this up now. So when I usually do a mashed potato or make a mashed potato, I peel some rooster potatoes, put them into a steamer, and then put them through a potato ricer. So I have some milk and some butter in this, so it's a nice soft mash that I have here. And you can see there's no lumps at all. So I just want to warm that through. So it's a Pacific kind of potato ricer, and it's a great kitchen gadget. So it is. Right, so just let this cook. I'm going to put a little bit more cream, I think. So the key is the smaller you cut the carrot and celeriac, the quicker it'll cook. It's as simple as that. You can put a lid on this, and this here is just lovely with the bacon chops. It works so well, so it does. Now for our mashed potato, just soften that up. And you can see how soft that is. And you can serve this, you know, just with some baby potatoes, some steamed potatoes, or even a baked potato. You don't have to have all of this here. This is the key, these lovely bacon medallions. Now flip them over. See the way now I've turned down the heat, I put it onto a lower heat. And that's just cooking up really nicely. So the key is to make up your little syrup, and that'll keep for a week or two in your fridge, and you can use it up. And it's so nice just over these lovely bacon medallions and to spoon this on here. So just using a big spoon. Yeah, so we're nearly ready to serve up. Let's just have a little look. And if you find that, you know, you don't want to put any more cream, you can use half stock, you can use half cream, or you can just use stock if you want to aim at the cabbage. I just need to season it with a little bit of salt. Some nice sea salt. But look at the way that's kind of creamed up really nice there. And it is so tasty, so it is. So you want to make sure that the cabbage is cooked. So when you cut it nice and thin, it really does cook very, very fast. Okay. Remove the potatoes there. And then just literally flip these one more time. So you turn them regularly. Just give them one more blast here, just in the bigger jet. And then we're good to go. So room temperature, really, really important. Season it up. Look for the board be a quality mark, just when you're getting your little Irish bacon medallions. And there are 2 medallion steaks in this. And then we'll just serve this up. So you can see the way the cabbage is wilted, the carrot and the celeriac. You get a nice little bit of texture there. Oops. And there's lovely colour, and that's the key into this. So I can switch that off. See the way that's reducing there? It's lovely. Now, so we'll just literally get a spoon, and then if you get all that lovely, the cabbage, see how colourful that is, and the carrots and the celeriac and the little bit of cream. You could put herbs into it. I usually don't. And all those lovely celeriac, those root vegetables. Now, and then our mashed potato. We can just literally put a spoonful of that. You can put a scoop at the back of the, just the cabbage there. And then our bacon. I think 1 is definitely enough for this. And we'll just flip them over one more time. Lovely. I love the way that's kind of caramelized there. See that? That little bit of rosemary. So we'll just use this one here. Now, simple, really, really delicious. Just a little bit of water just to loosen this up here. And then we can drizzle this. Just kind of mix that through there. And then this can be your kind of sauce. You don't need a gravy. This is all your lovely flavour there. Now, there we go. Right. There we have it. Very, very simple. That's our bacon medallions. And just a little bit of herb, just to give a nice bit of freshness just over it. A little bit of flat leaf parsley. You could use a little bit of rosemary if you wanted to. So whatever you want to. But don't forget, when you're getting that lovely bacon medallions, look for the board be a quality mark. So that's the sticky glazed bacon chops with the cream cabbage and mashed potato. Thank you so much.